Imagine yourself as the main character in a high budget horror film, a cramped room, suspicious food, and suddenly someone barges into your tiny home. Your heart races until you wake up and realize it's just your premium PG that you dreamt about. 17,000 rupees a month for luxury facilities, and an owner who loves to say, बेटा ये 5 स्टार होटल नहीं है. I thankfully never lived in a PG, but I lived in an area that was filled with them. When I was in my university, I had to commute for 2 hours to reach and attend classes. And after a week, it felt like I had to move closer. So I got a 1 BHK with my classmate, and I wasn't familiar with him yet. And it was a very bad experience. He always used to call in his friends, his girlfriends, stuff like that. And I don't hate him or anything. It's just our vibes that didn't match, if you ask me. And now, if I had a bad roommate in a PG, it would be way worse. Small cramped room, below average food, small dirty streets. You pay a lot, but you're still in survival mode. A study conducted by Nimans in 2023 on people living in Bangalore PGs found that 10.2% had major depressive episodes and 13.9% had general anxiety disorders. Moreover, 90% of these people had moved in for work or higher studies. You won't have anyone to talk to or spend time with. And if you have a toxic roommate, the situation worsens. If you do bond with your roommate, it's usually by talking over how much you both hate the PG. Going back to my university life, I wasn't even aware of what double sharing or triple sharing meant. I looked for a few PGs and I found one which was average, and it costed 15,000 for a double sharing. And my understanding was that double sharing would mean that we would divide the rent. So 7,500 per head. But no, it's 15,000 per head. According to Bengaluru PG Association, there are over 20,000 PGs in this city. Only around 1,800 are actually licensed, and the rest unregulated, overcrowded, and unsafe. And imagine just one fire in one of these PG areas, it would be a disaster. And there are cases of theft, harassment, and even illegal surveillance. And barely anyone talks about it. In July 2024, a 24-year-old woman was brutally murdered in her PG by a male intruder. Her room was in the third floor, and the PG she lived in said that it has 24/7 security, AI monitoring, I don't know what that means, and a regular guard patrol. The murderer was arrested in 3 days, but the mishap was an eye opener. What house, unsafe, unlicensed, and so called premium PGs have become. And living in a PG isn't just about sharing a room, it's about sharing your entire life with someone. It will drain all your money and also something that's even more expensive, your peace of mind. If you're stuck in a PG, or maybe any phase in life, try finding people you can actually talk to about these things. Not just people who are there just for grabbing a smoke together, but people who actually understand you. And if you can't, don't force it, please. It's better to be alone than to be surrounded by people who drain your energy. Few things you can check before moving in is if the PG is licensed, safety measures, the CCTV coverage, biometric access, fire safety, emergency contacts, and at least some reliable security. Then you could read reviews, talk to the current residents of the PG, and please Keep finding a place to stay as your first priority. If you know someone well, try getting an apartment. I had a hard time in my room because I didn't know my roommate very well. Moving into a room with a classmate was like a last minute decision for me. That's why I regretted it. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.